Hi guys, this is Karthik, and recently I made a nice blog post about a brilliantly written lead code blog. This is Dynamic Programming Patterns blog, and there is this guy whose name I cannot even pronounce. He has written a nice blog and he has identified five patterns on which usually dynamic programming problems are asked in a coding interview, and he has basically recognized these five patterns, and for each pattern he has given some sample problems that he has solved on his own, and then he has given a list of practice problems. Since I really like the idea of this particular blog, and I think that this blog should reach a wider audience as this is very helpful, and I feel people should get the help they deserve, right? And I am planning to go through the practice problems of each of these patterns, probably taking three of them at a time and solving them with you guys, so that for anyone who's practicing them can get a nice editorial for free. And what we can do is, if you guys really like the explanations that I give, we can even have this live, and I can take live lectures for the same. In this particular video, we'll start off with this first pattern that he recognized, that is minimum maximum path to reach a target, and I'll solve three problems from this particular pattern. So as you can see, he has like given some similar problems, some sample problems of this particular pattern, and then he has listed out almost 10 problems of this particular pattern, maybe less, and I'll be taking three at a time in one video. I'm also planning live lectures. If you guys are interested in that, if I get like 100 audience for the live lectures, I can take that live and I can resolve your doubts that time as well. For now, let's start three problems for now, and you can let me know in the comments if you would like that. For the first problem, I think I had a recent video and I solved this particular in a lead code contest which I uploaded on YouTube. I'll add a link to that. Let's go for this problem now. Minimum cost for tickets. So the problem says that in a country popular for train travel, you have planned some train traveling days in advance. Okay. Overall, there are 1 to 365 days, day number 1 to day number 365. And you have planned some days in advance that saying, okay, I am going to travel on day number 1, day number 4, day number 6, day number 7, and something like that. And since we are going to use train to travel, we are going to buy tickets, and tickets are either for 1 day pass, 7 day pass, or 30-day pass. And of course, they have a corresponding cost for that. You need to return the minimum number of dollars that you need to spend so that you are able to travel on train on all the planned days. So overall idea is that you have some planned days on which you're going to do the traveling. So D1, D2, D3, so on till DN maybe. And these days are like from 1 to 365, since in a year there are at most 365 days, and you can number them from 1 to 365. Now there are passes for a train, and they are like this. There's a pass 1 P1, it costs C1. There's a pass P7, it costs C7 maybe. And there's a P30 pass. The significance of these numbers here is that it allows you to travel for that many number of days. C30. Cool. Now you definitely need to own a pass on all the days that you are going to do the traveling. For other days, you may choose to have a pass or not, depending upon you. So the most obvious solution that you could think of is try out everything, right? Isn't it? First of all, if you don't need to travel, there is no need to buy a pass. If you do need to travel, then you can either buy a pass P1 or P2 or P7. If you need to travel and you already own a pass, then you don't need to buy anything. So you would probably come up with some kind of recursive function, and you will be like, okay, I know that there are 365 days in a year, and you'll say, okay, I'll try to solve this problem starting from the day number 1, from day 1 to day 365. And I know that initially I do not own a pass, I don't have any pass that I own, and I know on what days I need to travel. This solve should basically solve what is the minimum number of dollars you need to spend. So let's try this thing out. Okay, let's try to make some kind of function that will do the task for us. Let's have this function solve. It knows there are a total of 365 days. initially we are at day number D or DNO. Okay? Initially we are at this particular day, and we know that initially we do not own a pass, but we might be owning a pass P1 or P7 or P30. So let me have a indicator. If I do not own a pass, then pass status, let's call it a variable pass status. The value of pass status is 0 if I do not own a pass. If I do own a pass, that is P1, then the value of pass status is 1. Otherwise, if I own a pass P7, then the status is 2. Otherwise it's 3. Cool. Also I need to know how many days ago did I buy the pass, right? Because these passes are going to expire if I already own one. So when did I buy the last pass? When did you buy? When did you buy? Right. And this will be some value. When was the last day when you bought a pass? Cool. This would help you basically find out whether your pass has expired or not. Cool. So you have a variable int pass. What pass do you own? 0 means no pass, 1 means P1, 2 means P2, 3 means P7 and P30 respectively. And when did you buy your last pass? Last buy. Cool. This much variables are enough for you to come up with a recursive solution, and the solution is going to be something like this. Also guys, for anyone who's facing any trouble following the solution, I recommend you to go through my DP playlist, because I'll be solving these as practice for the people who have already gone through those DP playlists and have some basic prerequisite of recursion and DP. So if you're totally new to dynamic programming, I would say that this video is not exactly for you. If you've gone through my playlist, definitely you will be able to follow. Most likely you will be able to, otherwise I'll be able to help you in comments. So you have a solve function now, and you'll be like, okay, if day number equals to 366, that means you've seen all the days till now. You can return a 0 because no more traveling needs to be done. You don't need to spend any more dollars. You are done, right? Otherwise, what do I do? Otherwise, at this particular day number, either I travel or I do not travel. I need to check whether this particular day number is in the traveling list or not. So let me have a traveling list of days when I'm going to travel. So this unordered set of integers holds the days on which I wish to travel. So if travel dot find, if I wish to travel on DNO, or let's say if I do not wish to travel on this particular day, then I'm cool. I don't need to buy anything else, right? All I can say is simply solve for the remaining number of days, since DNO I am not even concerned about. So what I can do is DNO becomes DNO plus 1, and pass status, let's just make it the same. Last buy remains the same because I'm not buying any new pass. Otherwise, if I do wish to travel at this particular day, either I own a pass or I buy a pass. How do I know if I own a pass? Boolean own. So if I own a pass, then last buy minus the validity of this particular pass. First of all, if pass equals to 0, then of course I don't own a pass. Otherwise, how do you check if you own a pass or not? Just a second. Yeah. So you know when was the last day you bought a pass, and you know which was the pass you bought. So if the pass you bought was P1, then your current day DNO should be less than equal to last buy plus 1. In fact, yeah, it's only going to be valid for that one day. If you bought a pass P7, then it's going to be last day plus 7, and similarly for P30 also. So do I own a pass? Is kinda easy to check. This unordered map is here to just store some static data for me. pass validity. This stores the validity of a particular pass, and for like P1 the validity is 1 day. For pass value equal to 2 the validity is 7 days. For pass value equal to 3 the pass validity equal to 30 days. So pass validity at the pass I currently own, if this value is less than, in fact if DNO is less than equal to this particular thing here, then I do own a pass, otherwise I don't own a pass. And if I own a pass, then I don't need to do anything because I already own a pass, so return this. Else I need to buy a pass. Now which pass do I buy depends upon me, right? Either I can buy P1, P2 or P3. So among these options I have three options. Option 1 is buy pass number P1, right? In that case I would spend money exactly equal to costs at 0. I'm buying P1, and now I need to do the traveling from DNO plus 1. I own the pass P1, and last buy equal to the current day. What is the current day? Current day is DNO, right? The other option is buy pass P7, and yeah, pass by P7 or bypass P30. These are the three options that we have. Among these three options, whichever is the least costly is going to be my final answer. So return minimum among OP1, OP2, OP3. I think this thing works. If it doesn't, then I'll use the better alternative of min, min, right? And that's it. You tried out all the possibilities and this should hopefully pass. All I need to do is I need to pass in the costs vector here. Yep. Cool. So let me run the code and we'll know if this thing runs or not. Also pass validity at 0 equal to 0. If I don't own a pass, then the validity is 0, and similarly the other values also. If I own P1, then the validity is 1 day. If I own P2, then the validity is 7 days. If I own P3, then the validity is 30 days. Cool. So pass validity is done. I know the days. Let me loop through all the days for every day in belonging to these days. This means I want to do a travel at that particular day, so I'll do okay, travel dot insert. I want to travel at that day, so insert that. Also, just to be sure, I'll do this travel dot clear in case over different tests, if they don't clear this thing out, I'm just making a precaution. And we can return solve. Initially I'm at day number 1. I want to try out all the days from day number 1 to day 365, and initially I don't own any pass. My last buy could also be taken as 0, and I can pass in the cost vector. Let's try running this code. Of course this is going to TLEO on a bigger test case, but just to be sure whether our logic is correct or not. Too few arguments to call. Okay, it's giving a wrong answer for some reason. Let's try to figure out why is it giving a WA. Overall, what are we doing? If we are at day number 366, this means we are done trying out all the days. Otherwise, we see if this particular day we need to travel or not. If we don't need to travel, then don't do anything. You don't need to buy any of the pass, that is okay. Otherwise, you say, okay, do I own a pass? and you check whether you own a pass or not. And how do you check? You see if the current day number is less than equal to last day minus pass validity. This should be last day plus pass validity, because if you bought it 1 day ago, yeah, in fact it should be somewhat like this. If D number is less than last day, yeah, this should be the correct statement according to me. Let me run the code now. Yep, it got accepted, but if I try to submit, I'll get a TLE because the overall complexity is very high. Let's introduce a DP table now. I need to store day number because that is a variable here, and that could be at most 365. So I'll take this dimension as 366 here. Passes. So there are overall 4 possible values of the pass: 0, 1, 2, or 3. So I'll give it a 4 here. Last by is again 366, and yeah, cool, we're done. Also do this mem set dp array -1 size of dp. Simply memoizing all the solutions. As soon as you find a solution, mark it that okay, I have found the solution, I'm done. And you can check here if you already know the solution. So if this is not equal to -1, that means you already know the solution for this particular value. Then don't calculate it, please just return it. Don't waste your time calculating it again. And you can say okay, return dpi dno pass last by. And where I'm returning, I'll store it. This is memoization. So before returning the answer, just store it. Since you've solved a problem, you should remember that particular problem so that you don't end up solving the same sub problem again. And now I'll submit, and this should probably pass all the test cases. Unless, yeah, it passed. So good, we did the first problem. Hopefully this was helpful. Let's move to the second problem now. The second problem is 2 keys keyboard. Oh no, I'd like to open a new tab. Guys, do let me know in the comments if you're enjoying the videos. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. In this video, I've specially put a subscribe button on the top. It's not actually a button, it's just an image. But come on, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll appear for live lectures on these problems. Hopefully that will be very much helpful to all of you.